Feet smell like feet, but hands never smell like hands. Fingers smell like, anyway.
Yeah. Why the fuck does a job that pays $16.50 need to have a second round of interviews? This is a receptionist job. I'm 21 years old. I've had five prior work experiences. Just hire me. Fuck. Why the fuck does a job that pays $16.50 need to have a... First thought, she needs a taller car.
Hard to get that taller car when she don't have a job.
5 prior experiences as a receptionist and she's 21? Maybe they called her previous employers after the first interview and were like, okay,
that's a lot
maybe
of jobs.
We should talk to her a second time.
That's a lot of jobs by 21.
Yeah. I'm on blurry. I like blurry. How come it doesn't blur you?
I don't know.
Samsung.
It's racist. Honestly, if this is how she behaves, like, what do you think she was like in the interview? You think she was completely different in the interview?
No, not at all.
This shines through. Mm-hmm. Like,
oh yeah, you can see batshit even when people are trying to cover it. It's generally visible. It's the eyes. You know what I'm saying? It's always the eyes, and I'm pretty sure those went with her to the interview.
They went. The interviewer managers probably went through some training. And they're like, if you ever come across somebody like this, tell them you need a second interview. Mm-hmm.
As opposed to no, that way they don't come back and try.
No. You say no, they don't leave. You say no, you're like, oh, another mass shooting today.
That's what I was going to say. They come back and drive their car into the business.
She can't afford a taller car, but she can damn sure afford a gun and go out there and do another mass shooting.
And enough food to...
Oddly enough, there's no septum. There's no septum jewelry here.
Oh, well, honestly, I don't think this is even liberal attitude. I think this is frustrated 21-year-old. I feel like it could go either way, left or right, because I've had moments where I've gotten into my car and wanted to be like, what the and then just like...
At 21, she looked rode hard.
I doubt she's been rode once, but
she
either
looked
way.
like Gus Johnson.
That's what I was about to say. She looks like a female version of Gus Johnson.
At 21.
Maybe this is a scam.
Her biggest problem is not going to be getting a second interview at this receptionist job. It's going to be...
Well, you also have to think about it. And this is awful to say out loud, but we all know it's true. People just don't want to say it. A lot of places want somebody who looks a certain type of way as the front person when people walk in. I'm assuming when she says receptionist, I'm assuming at like a hair salon or a business where a person walks in and you are greeted with the person physically. Not just like a pick up the phone at home and answer the phone for them like a digital kind of job or whatever.
How about the fact that the company is thinking, we may just use AI.
They probably will.
We might just use AI. We may outsource this to some dude in India.
She said $16.50 and I was like, ma'am, go flip a burger for $20 instead.
Go work at Buc-ee's.
Yeah, Buc-ee's pays more than that. Yeah, but then you have to like smile and be nice all the time.
I think they would hire her at Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is like an equal, like super equal opportunity.
Everybody's been nice though.
Well, there goes her shot.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think unless they put her in the beaver costume.
Damn.
I feel like that might be the option.
I did see a post yesterday. I don't remember where it was, but the girl was like, if you're in an online class, they give the attractive girls lower grades.
Why?
I don't know.
Probably because they don't need the good grades because their attractiveness will get them the job.
I don't know. Maybe it could have been one of those things where she's just saying it because she was attractive and she had a lower grade, besides the fact that she's probably stupid. So she just uses that as the excuse, as the cop out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, man. But we got some comments here. And these comments may provide a little bit of insight into why they need a second interview.
It's very Chris Farley right here. It's giving Farley.
You crashing out over a second interview is exactly why they want a second.
She walked in and they go, she looks like she has crash out syndrome. Maybe we should attempt a second one of these.
Remains calm
Under pressure. X.
No. So this one says Olive Garden made me come back for 3 interviews just not to hire me. What if that's a cruel game that people play now?
To waste your time?
Like, you got to think, how old is the manager at Olive Garden?
Probably
22. Like, you know, it's just like, hey, let's fuck with this dude. Let's fuck with this girl. Mm-hmm. And just make them come back. I wouldn't put it past certain people. See how many times they can get you to come back before it's like where you're on your 18th interview for Olive Garden.
Well, you're a dumbass if you've gone back more than twice.
Well, it's like that guy who was trying to sell a skillet. And somebody kept like emailing him and calling him and asking him questions to the point of which they asked him to cook something on it and describe it to them. And he did it, trying to sell this skillet on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or something.
Yeah. Well, it made me think of the Friends episode where the door-to-door salesman, which is Ben and something Tiller. What
oh yeah, the
Penn and Teller, whatever. And it's the big one, whichever one that is. I don't know if that's Penn or Teller, but the big one with the long hair and the glasses.
Taller.
So he shows up at Joey's apartment to sell this whole thing of encyclopedias, and Joey can only afford the V. So he buys the V encyclopedia, and then he goes to the coffee shop with the rest of the friends, and they start talking. He's pulling out all these V things that he knows, and he feels real smart. And then they talked about like the Korean War, and he's like, damn it. He didn't have enough to buy the K.
There's a new one now, and this guy pulls up. I think it's the guy with the big butt.
Oh, Fluffy McFlufferson?
The guy with the big butt. And
he looks like he put 2 dodgeballs in the back of his pants.
And what he does now is he gets people with something to sell online to meet him. And he pulls up in a Bugatti and like then negotiates them down. And like one of them was like a fishing reel and the guy wanted like $150. He pulls up in the Bugatti and he's like, hey, is there anything wrong with it or whatever? He's like, no, nothing. He goes, I'll give you like $30. And the guy's like, dude, you drive a Bugatti.
It's like, how do you think I afford it? I keep talking people down.
But it's to troll.
Yeah.
It's literally to troll. And I could see people doing that with these job interviews, especially considering the job market today and how desperate people are that they would do it. Mm-hmm. Sadly.
The fact that you said 5 while holding up 8 fingers is the reason there's a second interview. Especially if as a receptionist you got to mess with money.
She had to like shake it off.
And then went from 8 to like 6 and then realized 5 is still only one hand. Maybe she forgot how many fingers she had.
Oh, man. I did see a lot of trolling on TikTok.
I feel like that's exactly where that goes.
This one girl, she pretends to make these phone calls on speakerphone. Mm-hmm. And it's about booking like travel arrangements. And she's like, yeah, it's going to be $80,000. And then like she's talking to like younger girls and then they're like, oh, I got to put my dad on the phone. And then she like negotiates with the dad about this. It is pure trolling. Mm-hmm. Like it's not a real phone call. There's no way this could be a real phone call. But unfortunately, people fall for it. To all the haters, people are allowed to feel frustrated about the job market. Also, a minimum wage job should not make you work this hard.
Why do you think $16.50 is minimum wage?
This ain't working hard. It's just an interview.
Yeah.
They ain't even got to the work yet.
No. If you can't do this in an interview, you're not going to do very well in the job.
Consider this working too hard, then this is going to be the person who crashes out because Starbucks asked them to work an 8-hour shift.
Yeah.
Or they asked them to work 40 hours in a week.
Yeah.
Which then their next video will be, I can't get 40 hours in a week. I can't get a full paycheck. It's like, is it victim mentality? Is it victim? Or is this like some form? This is like, I don't even know what you would call this. It's like a little bit of victim mentality mixed with ignorant mentality. Like they don't know better. It's lazy.
Maybe lazy. But then that means their parents have done this to them. Our generation has done this to these kids. I mean, she's 21. She's not a kid, but you know what I mean. But what have we as parents done that makes people like this and younger think that working hard is hard work, and doing anything is hard work.
What do you think happened to her sun visor?
What do you mean?
Like something exploded up there.
Probably a Dr. Pepper.
But it's like, I feel like generations before us, they didn't have TikTok. I feel like they didn't have TikTok. But instead of sitting in their car and screaming
they sat in their horse and buggy.
In theory, the void. But unfortunately now there's an audience for this, right?
That is true.
Like the Hunter wife or something.
Yeah.
It's like, why does anyone care? And it's literally because we thrive on drama. We need this.
Yep.
But I feel like back in the day, like they didn't do this. They literally just like went somewhere and smoked weed and just was like, fuck it, I'm not going to work.
Yep. Roll a fatty and call it done.
Marijuana. When you see this, you won't have to worry about the second. When they see this, you won't have to worry about the second. That's another one.
Yeah.
That could be a strategy of employers and say, you know what? Let's check their social media after we tell them we need a second interview. Like that could be.
Well, I've heard where there's some companies out there that if your social media is private, like your Facebook, your whatever, they won't hire you because, or they will request to see what's on your social media. And I'm like, you're going a little too far there. Yeah, it's not going to happen.
She won't have to worry about being accepted to the new viral Atlanta app, only accepting people making over $80,000.
The hell's the app for?
It's called Clockout. A new Atlanta social network only accepts people making over 80 grand and is going viral. This is awesome. How much do you have to make 80 grand?
You need to make at least $5 grand a month.
No, like.
What do you mean?
How much per hour does it take to
probably close to $40.
80 a year.
At 40 hours a week.
Working 40 hours a week.
I'd say at least $40, if not more. Yeah, $38.46.
$38.46. So she's way off. She ain't gonna get accepted to the app.
I thought you said I was way off. I'm like, sir, my mathed on that one. I can't normally do 2 + 2, but I figured that one out real quick.
But this is genius.
How are you?
Genius.
No, this is retarded.
No, this is genius.
Think about how retarded this is. As a person, if you decide to get into this, you have to show them your financials to prove you make $80,000 a year. I don't need to show my financials to anybody. Anybody, if this isn't a check references to make sure you're not lying, anybody could say they make 80. Anybody could also manufacture a fake financials. What is the point in this?
You could go to a car dealership, apply for an auto loan, tell them you make 80 grand. They're not even going to ask for proof.
That's true. By the way, I told them I made like $1 million. And they're like, here, have this car.
They're not gonna ask for proof. But you think the app is going to ask for proof? And
possibly.
You could fudge the proof.
That's what I'm saying. Also, you could fake it, so it's a pointless app.
Unless they want like a W-2,
and then that is skeezy.
A tax return transcript.
That's skeezy, and that's fine. That's a way to like empty your bank account. So beware.
Well, I think that's the part of this is to empty the bank account because YouTube relies on demographics, and they assume based on the demographics how much you make, how valuable you could be to advertisers, which is why kids are not super valuable to advertise because they ain't got no damn money.
Yeah.
But if you're on an app and they know at least 80 grand, you're more valuable to the advertisers to buy whatever it is they're selling.
So at first when it said social network, I'm thinking, all right, this is people who want to be able to go out after work since it's called clock out. These are people who want to be able to go out after work on a Thursday for happy hour, but they don't want to go to their old broke ass friends who can't afford to stay past 6 o'clock because, oh no, it's full price now. So they want people around them who can afford the full price app or the drink or the whatever. Like, that's what I would get from it from clock out. But also, I hate showing you my financials.
It's even worse. The job market is terrible, but so are people's financials and perhaps someone else who's not going to make it and get accepted into the $80,000 a year app.
Did you know? Make sure you're sitting at.
Has any other millennial just decided that they're not paying off their debt? That there's just no point? They're not paying off the student loans. They're not addressing the medical bills. You're not addressing the credit card debt. You don't give a fuck about debt to income ratio. You're just deciding that you're not going to do. I don't want a $600 to $700, $800, $900 car note. I don't. I have a 2013 Kia. It's paid for. I don't want that car note. I have decided that I do not need to use my credit. If I can't buy it cash, I don't need to dip into this realm of basically saying you can't afford it, so use your credit until you're able to pay it off. I don't.
She's a dumbass.
Well, partly. Because she's using the Dave Ramsey method here of just cash. Mm-hmm. Cash and debit. Yeah. No credit.
Yeah.
But the idea that anyone using credit is using credit because they can't afford it
is the stupid part. Plenty of people out there use credit to get the free perks, to do this, to be able to do more, to like, that's the unfortunate part, is when you have somebody saying things like that part of it does make sense, but if you're not going to say the whole spectrum of it, you're giving the people listening to you a very one-sided, not even full information, whatever.
Well, if people are taking financial advice from her
in her 2013 Kia,
but at the same time, if they're taking this financial advice and then not getting in debt because they're not using credit, that's not bad. She could actually be helping people and like inadvertently helping people.
But what she said was, stop paying your stuff. Don't pay your student loans. Don't pay your medical debt. Don't pay your whatever. She didn't say don't get the debt. She said don't pay your debt is what she started with. And so what I get from it is she's not going to pay her debt. Her credit's going to go to shit. So she won't be able to use her credit anyway. So she's just going to pay cash.
Robert Kiyosaki, keep them poor. I mean, if you don't understand how money works, how credit works, the financial system works, it will definitely keep you poor. Mm-hmm. Maybe, I don't know. What if she's the dumb one? I don't know. Or maybe Robert Kiyosaki is, because even here we see rich dad, fraud dad. What the fuck happened to this guy? Wiped out. This one says from the Rich Dad channel. And Robert Kiyosaki is $1.2 billion in debt. I'm in debt and rich.
I was about to say, if your debt is assets, then that's one thing. If you can sell them off and it pays them, then you're not broke. You know what I mean? Like, people have to look at things for what they are, not just what people want you to think they are.
Don't want to live an aesthetically pleasing lifestyle. If that's you, that's you. Hustle culture has taken up a majority of my life, and I don't want any part of it anymore. Chasing the next dollar.
So what I heard is she's not succeeding in what she's trying to do. So she'd rather give up than work a little bit harder to do anything. That's what it sounds like.
I do not want to do trying to pay off my debt, credit utilization tools, FICO score. I don't want any part. And I just decided that, like, even when my kids get old enough to move out, I'm like, I'm just going to fucking downsize, bitch. I might live out of a fucking car. Like, I don't even care at this point.
Her kids are going to have no goals in life if that's the kind of mom that they have, that says, instead of doing anything to ensure you have a place to live, just live in your car so that you don't have to work for anything.
I mean, this could be like that mom that was telling her kid not to make any money because they'll lose their Section 8.
Yeah, I don't understand people like that. I mean, I understand that credit was, it didn't used to be a thing, and obviously it was designed to fuck people. But if you understand what it's designed to do, and you understand how to work around that and use it to your advantage as opposed to theirs, or make it a win-win, it's a completely different kind of thing.
People love to complain about the wealthiest, the 1% billionaires, the wealth gap, and how unaffordable life is. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine how many people wouldn't have homes if there was no credit and you couldn't get a mortgage? And every home had to be paid for in cash.
That's the thing. Like, a lot of people aren't realizing that. Like, if you've ever had a mortgage in your life, it's because you had credit at the same time, right? I mean, okay, so let's backtrack, because I'm not old enough to know if there were mortgages before credit became a thing. Like if there was a way to get a mortgage before credit cards and credit scores and all this other stuff came out. Maybe it was based off of your yearly earnings or how much you had in your bank account and savings. They would give you a mortgage, something like that. But I'm not 100% positive which came first, the credit or the mortgage.
Let's see what Grok says. Actually, yeah, it says without a traditional credit score, even now to this day.
Well, I mean, technically we did.
Right.
Right. We did, but we went a different route, but we had the credit if necessary.
Mortgages came first, predating modern credit systems for centuries.
Okay, so a pledge that ends when the loan is repaid or property is fortified or forfeited. Early mortgages were agreements where land was pledged as security for a loan, often without formalized credit checks. Lending decisions were based on the borrower's assets, reputation, or relationship with the lender. So if you didn't have land, maybe you weren't going to get it. And if you didn't have assets already, which how are you supposed to get those? If your reputation was trash or you didn't know anybody that the lender knew, you might have been out of luck, which, you know, you can look at credit in every bad way or good way possible. It just kind of depends on how it's treated you or you've treated it over time will determine how people feel about it, I think.
FICO score or FICO score wasn't introduced until 1956.
Credit bureaus which track payment histories became prominent in the 20th century as consumer lending grew. And I've learned something today.
Their whole lives ahead of them. Mine is behind me. Mine is pretty much behind me. And I'm just at the point where I'm like, you know what? I don't want to participate anymore. I don't want to participate in whatever this fucking is. I'm only going to put into the economy what I benefit out of it, which are necessities. And if it's not a necessity, I do not want any parts of it. I don't need it. And I'm damn sure not going to use credit to get it, because credit's just another way of saying you can't afford it. You're basically living out of your means right now. And that's why you're using your credit until you're able to pay it off. You're using your credit because you don't have the cash right now. And if you did have it, you wouldn't use credit. I don't want it. Fuck the debt. I'm over it. Has any other millennial...
She's an idiot. I hate it for her, but she's an idiot.
What do you guys think? Let us know down in the comments. There's a link down below if you want to join us on Patreon and information for our friends at Chapter if you are interested in learning how you can save money on your Medicare.
Annual enrollment period starts in less.
Make sure you're sitting at tables where they're talking about God, goals, growth, and dreams, not other people.